Welcome back to another video. We got the goods. We got the goods. Welcome back to another video. Yes, it's been quite some time since my last YouTube video. Life has been lifing once again, but your girl is making plans, some really great plans to, make a real consistent comeback to YouTube. More to come on that. But for now, every now and then, I will be popping in with a video as it's relevant or the timeliness of it. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic, which is going to be about Louis Vuitton. I'm sure you guys have already heard, but Louis Vuitton finally did their first launch of the LV beauty sector. So they already have had perfumes, but this is the first time that we're getting actual makeup products. A lot of other luxury brands already have their own beauty lines, and I'm a fan. I love luxury beauty. Not just because it's luxury, but because I do find it to be a different experience, from the packaging to the quality of the materials to the way that it looks on my skin and on my lips and all of that good stuff. So yes, Louis Vuitton has finally entered that sector, and I'm here for it. So what has been the biggest talking point about this collection currently is the price. It was already a big deal because, like I said, it's the first time that Louis Vuitton is launching beauty products. And also they partnered with the iconic, legendary Pat McGrath. If you don't know, you need to know. So she is a celebrity makeup artist. She has her own makeup line, which I have many of her products. They are high quality. The pigment's always there. The actual pieces, like the material, is very high quality, well thought out. So when they announced that was going to be the partnership, we were all super excited. I was super excited. But currently what everybody's kind of discussing and going into more detail about, or giving their opinions and think pieces on, is the price. So let's talk about the pricing. So as you guys probably already heard, each lipstick is $160. Yes, $160 for a lipstick. Usually for luxury brands, I would say it's about half that price. None like Chanel, Hermes, Dior, Prada, YSL. Those are all brands that I love, and their lipsticks don't cost that much. Having the lipsticks, they also have refills for the lipstick, which are $69, I believe. And, that seems a bit more reasonable. That the thought process was, we'll charge more for the initial product, but because it's refillable and you could buy refills of different colors, no one's going to stop you from buying a different color. You're able to interchange them. So that makes it a little bit better. And that's not a new concept. Dior has that with their Dior Beauty lipsticks, the Dior Addict lipsticks. They usually have different limited edition casings, and then you're able to take the actual lipsticks and put them into the casing. They do come with another casing, like the generic one that is like the total price. I want to say it's like $50 or $60, depending on the lip product. And then the refills, or the other, I guess refills, I don't think they're as expensive, but they're still a little bit cheaper. So this is, like I said, not a new concept. Getting into products, let's just talk a little bit more about the collection. So we already discussed that it's a partnership with Pat McGrath, world-renowned, well-known celebrity makeup artist, very innovative, high qualities. Anything that she does, I'm a fan. I love everything I've gotten from her. Nothing has been, not up to par of the hype. So they partnered with Pat McGrath. So for this first launch, they came out with 55 lipsticks, 55 for the anniversary. No, actually, I'm sorry, 55 for the LV, because in Roman numerals, that would be 55. So there's 28 matte lipsticks, there's 27 satins, and there's also balms. I don't know how many lip balms there are. I'm sorry, to be honest, it's pretty obscene to pay that much for a lipstick. I am not paying that much for a lip balm. That's just not happening. I have a Chanel lip balm. That's the bougiest I'm gonna go. So they have that. And then they also have eyeshadow palettes. So I think that there's probably like 10 or 12. I didn't count, but there's a good variation of them. They each have 4 shades. It looks like the palettes were created so that you can like create an eye look with just those colors. I didn't get any of those. I'm not getting any of those. I have eyeshadow palettes. Actually, the most expensive ones I have are from Pat McGrath. And honestly, truthfully, I don't really use them. I'm not an eyeshadow girl. I'm just not. I'm boring. So yeah, what else? So they also came out with beauty accessories. So they have a lot of SLGs. They have it in the monogram print. They have it inside of the epi leather. It's like a red and then a burgundy, and then there's also a light pink. There's like eye brush set, I think, with the casing. There's trunks. I'm gonna be honest, the SLGs are super cute. However, for the price point, I would rather buy a different SLG, or I would actually just rather put that money towards a bag or something else. I don't think it's really worth it. That's my personal opinion. Like the blotting sheets, personally, I think that's so cute, and I would have bought it if it was half the price than what it retails for. And I think the retail price is like $500, I think. And I'm sorry, I just can't spend that much money on oil blotting sheets. Granted, in perspective, all of this is just crazy. It's crazy that I bought a $160 lipstick. I shouldn't be buying that. I have no business buying it. Almost talked myself out of it. However, I'm thinking of it as an early birthday gift, and also it's something that I wanted to try to share with you guys. I'm trying it so you don't have to. Hopefully they come up with some complexion products, because Pat McGrath is, you know, she really knows how to do her thing with the complexion products, and it'll be exciting to see her do those products, because unfortunately in luxury brands, they usually miss the mark when it comes to deeper complexions. Like the undertones are off, or like it just is not giving. So they haven't been. There's some brands that do. Like I do have some YSL foundations and Dior foundations I really do like, but I feel like with like luxury makeup foundations for darker skin, it's a little bit of a And then I also would love to see some blushes, because your girl loves a good blush. So we'll see what's going to come up in the future, but for now we have some goodies to go over. I have two shades to show you guys. One of them is a satin, the other one is going to be a matte color. So originally I had wanted the matte color, sold out, and then of course I panicked and got impatient, and then I bought the satin one that I thought was the closest or most comparable to the matte. So then the other one came back in stock, so I ended up buying both of them. I am not going to keep both of them, being very transparent. I'm not trying to like scam you guys or finesse you guys. I only really wanted one, ended up with two. So what I think I'm going to do is I am going to exchange the satin one, depending on how it looks on me. I might exchange it, and then I'm going to see if I can get maybe two more of other shades, for, you know, two other shades from the collection, so I can interchange that with my packaging. So I'm gonna include clips of the unboxing or me taking out the pieces. So, and maybe I'll include that here. But the packaging came in the regular brown boxes, you know, very discreet, so that no one gets the idea that it's Louis Vuitton. You open it up and it was just really gorgeous, like with the little Louis Vuitton and the gold in the background. And then of course, the packaging did not disappoint. What I will say though is that for two separate orders, I don't know if it's because it's one per customer, but they only gave me one of these, which is going to be a little lip tester. So I'll hold it up here. A little lip tester. Ignore my nails. I haven't gotten my nails done in a while because I'm supposed to be learning how to do poly gel myself. Tried it once, wasn't exactly a success, but we're gonna keep doing it. But anyways, these are the colors. And it's 3 matte shades and 1 satin. I'm gonna try this on for you guys as well. And what's also really cute is that it comes with a little lip brush, which I think is just adorable. And I would keep in my bag just to reapply lipstick shades if I wanted to. Like if you wanna like depot some lipsticks and then just be on the go, the little brush is helpful. So we're gonna try these on. And then the rest of the packaging was really nice. Like I said, only got 1 sample, and then it came with 1 bag. 1 bigger bag. Like I said, I don't know if it's because they were figuring, oh, 1 per customer. She made 2 orders, but it's the same customer, so we're not giving everybody multiple samples per order. I guess that's what it was. But either way, I'm happy. So this is what the lipsticks look like. So it says the LV Rouge, Louis Vuitton. Looks like just like the boxes, like when you get the perfumes. And then it has a little flower symbol. I'm sure there's an official name for it. I don't know. And then for the satin, I had gotten the LV Rouge Satin 303, not blushing. And then the other color is the matte. This is the one I really wanted. And this is 307 Breaking Point. So we're gonna slide this out. And look, I hope that the light isn't washing this out too much, but if you look, there's textured LV, the monogram in the white, super cute. So I feel like even though this is just packaging, I'm a little bit of a hoarder, so I probably would keep the packaging because that's really cute. And this is what the lipstick looks like. So it's black, sleek, and then has a little gold ring that has all of like the LV and a different like motifs that they have. This is at the top. It's another one, the clover. I don't know if it's the clover, but I'm calling it the clover. Has that. The packaging, I love when tops are like this, so it's magnetic, so it stays on, which is perfect, because now I just thought about it, the purpose of that is so that if it's in your bag, it doesn't open up and then get on everything, because I've had other lip products do that. Anyway, so that's really cool. What I will say about the packaging is that it's really hefty. It feels really quality. It's smooth. It's shiny. It's giving luxe. Is it giving 160 luxe? I don't know, but it's giving luxe. And I'm going to also, and this is not in a shady way, but this is making me think of the Pat McGrath lipsticks. I don't have one with me, but essentially her packaging looks like this. It has gold and it has like the gold lips instead of the motif LV monogram. So it's very similar. So you could definitely tell that she put her touch on it. So that's going to be this color. And this is like just a beautiful, rich, like pink berry. I like colors like this because I feel like it's a non-traditional or unconventional pinky red. Like most people go for red as a classic, which red is super classic. But I feel like if you want to like make it a little bit more exciting, this is like a color that I would choose. And I feel like this is something I would wear whether it's winter, fall, spring, summer, and it will look great. So that's why I wanted this. If I'm going to pay that much for a lipstick, it better be something that I could wear throughout the seasons and with multiple things in my wardrobe. So the other color we have is going to be this one here, and this is the satin. So as you can see, where's the other one at? As you can see with the lippies, that this one has more of a sheen, like it looks a little bit more creamy. And then the matte just looks very matte, but not like dry matte. Like, I don't know, like one that's going to give you that lasting power and moisturize and stay on your lips and lock in, but isn't going to like move around. So I am more of a matte person. I just like matte lipsticks. Although I like all types, but I like matte lipsticks a lot because I feel like when it comes to bolder colors, it just kind of like gives that pop that I really like. So these are the two shades, and these are the ones I thought would be very comparable to each other. So I do want to swatch them side by side, but first I want to do the official, the first swipe on my actual lips. Yes, it's that serious to me. So this one's going to be 307 Breaking Point. So we're going to open it up. Oh my God, the first swipe. Ah! So it has a little LV here just to show you guys. That's some of the things I feel like you will notice with luxury beauty compared to like regular beauty. Regular beauty is the attention to detail. It's just so different. So here we go. So I did moisturize my lips, so I'm trying to make sure I don't have any extra moisture, because then, you want to have your lips moisturized for a matte lipstick, but you don't want it to be too moist. Pause. So here we go. And I'm also making sure, because I learned this the hard way, to not have it all the way out and apply pressure, because that's how you're going to break your lipstick. I've done that before and it just sucks. So I'm going to have it like this. And I'm going to first start on my Cupid's bow. Ooh, yes. This looks even more popping on camera. Yes. It makes my teeth look... Okay, stop screaming. All right. So this is what it's giving. I love this. Like I said, it's giving like a pinky red. It's not giving a classic red, but it's giving like a little extra something something, which is definitely up my alley. Very on brand for me, for Shanae. The texture, it went on super smooth. It's really buttery. But I could tell, but the texture looks really matte, and I can tell that this is one of those things that are gonna it's gonna wear very well. Yeah, so I'm not surprised, but I am I'm very, very happy with this. I knew when I took out the packaging, when I saw the texture of the lipstick and like the composition of it, I was like, I already knew it was gonna be bomb, but it's even more excited to try it on to see it for myself. And I love this. Yes, it's giving. So now we're going to try the next one, and this one is 303 Not Blushing, the satin lipstick. So nice and creamy, like we said before. I'm not going to push out too much of the lipstick. Has a beautiful LV thingy on there. Let's apply. Oh, it's so buttery.
Like I'm gently pressing it.
Yes. So this is what it looks like on. It actually looks very similar to the other lipstick, which is, so I was spot on with picking like the satin version of the matte version of the color of the color. They don't look exactly the same. Like when you look at them in the packaging, I think it's also because of the formula. But once you apply it to your lips, I feel like this looks very comparable to the other one. What I will say though is, like I said, my personal preference would be to get the matte one, just because I feel like it just makes it pop even more. Like both colors are popping, like this is beautiful, but I just feel like that's just my preference if I have to choose between the two. So like I said, I'm most likely going to exchange this one for some other colors, probably a neutral and maybe one of like the reddish colors, because they had some that were like, I guess, more signature for the brand. I don't know. So we're gonna look and see, because it's not in stores until August, I think the end of this week, so August 29th, if I'm correct. So you can go into the boutiques and see it in person. I don't know how that process is going to be, if it's going to be super crazy, but if you're more of an in-store type of person, you do have the option to do that. And that's probably where I'm going to do with exchanging this one for another color or two or whatever the case may be. But I love this. This is really beautiful. All right. So next up, we have the little sampler thing. I don't know why this is making me so sad to open this. I almost feel like, I don't know. It's like, I'm trying to get better about things like this. Like, it's just not that serious. This is meant to be worn, meant to be tried out. It's not meant to be stored somewhere to hoard and to like, rot somewhere with dust in my apartment. I need to use the things and enjoy it. So this little brush, it says Louis Vuitton on it. I don't think you guys are able to see that, but it's super, super, super cute. Maybe, let's see. It will focus. Okay, it's not. So it has a little brush that says Louis Vuitton, so definitely keeping this brush for the future. Like I said, mini lip brush. So then we have the 4 colors. So mind you, I'm trying them on without a lip liner, so some of the nudes might not be that flattering. So let's start with the lightest color, which is 105 Nude Nécessaire. I don't speak French. Anyways, so I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the product from here. And I feel like I like this color. It looks very similar to a shade I used to wear from Pat McGrath that she discontinued, called La Beaute. It was like a peachy, like a neutral peachy tone, but like, for us brown girls with a lip liner, it was really pretty. So my lips still have a little bit of a tint on it. Let me wipe it off again. That lets you know how pigmented all the other things were. And instead I blotted off my makeup. Great, as it should, because I have the other color underneath. But like I said, this is a really nice nude. I don't have a lip liner on, so please mind that. I wouldn't wear it like this. Before somebody starts with the smart ass comments inside the description, not what you call it, the comment section. And I would wear a liner. And I do prefer when I have a matte nude and a liner combo, I do prefer a gloss as well, just to kind of further, mix everything in. But this color, I think is really pretty. What do you guys think? Okay, the Great Escape, which is another matte. So we're opening it up. Like I said, we still have the color from the previous lips kind of still there, even though I wiped it off, but whatever. You guys are still getting the impression. This one's more of like a rosy nude, slightly darker than the other one, but very similar in shade. So I think this would also be a really great one as well to add to the collection. This is such a pretty nude. Like I said, it's giving kind of like that rosewood, pinky brown type of color. Of course, it's going to be a little bit more pink right now because of the lip tint from the other shades, but still, I could tell this would be really beautiful with a liner on its own. A really good neutral everyday lipstick that I think would look good on anybody. Next color, Sensual Rouge. Is that the color? Oh, sorry, Sensual Wave. Anyways. So another really great shade. If you want some color, but you want something a little bit more muted, this is a nice one. And then once again, this one is Monogram Mauve. Sensual Wave. I keep calling it the wrong thing. Sensual Wave. But I really like this formula. Like, Yeah. So last but not least, we have the only satin that's inside of this little tester pack, or sample pack rather, and this is Monogram Rouge 896. So it's definitely giving like a Bordeaux, kind of like a chocolate wine color. Definitely fall appropriate and definitely on brand for LV. I think this is one of those colors I was thinking of that's very like on brand. So, and one of the ones I would consider adding to the collection. So let's try it. All right, so this is the Monogram Rouge, and I really like it. On camera, it's showing up more like a red berry. However, in person, no, it's a red berry with hints of like chocolate vibes, if that makes any sense. It's really pretty. If you want it like a reddish color with a pop, but you don't want it to be too in your face, too vibrant. You want it to be more a little more subdued, a little bit more like easier to digest, then I feel like this would be a good color for you. And I think that it would show a little bit better if I didn't have like the other tint underneath my skin. I mean, my lips, whatever, from the other lipsticks. But I think this is a really nice one. And once again, I can see this working on any skin tone. But it's definitely giving me like a fall version of the first two colors I tried out. Like a more fall version. A more fall version. Like giving like November vibes. Like we're about to go to Thanksgiving dinner. Final thoughts. Let's get into it. So, the question that people want to know, was it worth it? And is this a must-have? And I'm going to say that is a relative thought. It's all based on perspective, and it's going to be different for every individual. What I will say is that if you're somebody who wants to make smart purchases and, you know, you like to buy things that are quality, but they don't necessarily have to be super expensive, I don't know if this is for you. If you don't really wear makeup like that, maybe this might not be for you unless you just want one classic piece that you can always use. That's your go-to. But keep in mind, things expire. So if you wear lipstick once a year, I also don't think this is for you unless you just don't care about the price point. If you're like me and you love luxury beauty, because I do, you like the finer things, you like bougie things, and things that might not always be the most financially smart, or, you know, the best bang for your buck, maybe a little impractical, then this is for you. So, so I don't regret buying it. Like I said, I got two by accident. I was only going to do one. I might get some refills for in exchange for the other lipstick the other satin version, because I'm keeping the matte one. I love that one. That was one of the first ones to sell out on Monday when it pre-launched. So I definitely think that the quality is there, which we all knew was going to be when it's Pat McGrath. Pigment is there. So far, there has not been a color I did not like. I liked all of them, whether it was the nudes or it was the darker colors. And I feel like sometimes a true test of a product's like the pigment quality is going to be putting it on darker skin, darker, like, I guess, lips or whatever, and seeing how that works out. And everything looked amazing, even without a liner. I mean, I would wear a liner with the lighter colors, but even without it, it still looked really beautiful. Like the way that it's feeling on my lips right now, I can tell that this is a good ass product. Sorry to curse, but it is. So like I said, if you want to treat yourself, you're into luxury beauty, you don't really care so much sometimes about if something's practical, then I definitely say go for it. Treat yourself, get one. I don't know. If you're somebody, like I said, who's a little bit more practical and doesn't like to make, I guess, unnecessary purchases, then this probably won't be for you. So yeah, with that being said, I think that the collection was really beautiful. The quality is great. Some things that I feel like would be helpful, I don't know. I feel like the price point, I still feel like could have been a little bit lower. Maybe they could have did 120, but I think that LV just figured they're LV, so people are going to pay for it, and it's a luxury brand. I just think that it was a little bold, but clearly someone like me bought it, so someone else is going to buy it. Looking forward to seeing the other products that they'll come out with. I hope they do blushes. I hope they do all the stuff that all the other brands have. Like, I'm curious to see how their foundation is going to look, if they have bronzers, blushes. I mean, mascara and all that, that'd be cool too, but I was like, I care more about, like, I'm more likely to invest in a luxury beauty product that's foundation, a blush, or a lipstick. So looking forward to seeing that. I would like to see more accessories and have them at a more affordable price point. Like, for example, I think it would have been really nice if they had a mirror, like a pocket mirror, like how Chanel has one. I just feel like a lot of luxury brands don't really make and sell them. Dior, usually it's a gift for purchase in order to get one of those mirrors. I have a Valentino one that's also a gift for purchase. That's this. Super cute. Super heavy. So I think that they could have did that. And that also would have been something nice to have with their launch. Like a little gift for purchase. Even that would have been dope. Having a little pocket mirror or a little trinket. I also think that for the price point, even though the packaging is beautiful, I do think they could have did something a little bit more extra. Like I have pieces from Chanel and Dior that have a little bit of extra-ness to it. Like I don't have it right now, but like with Chanel, there was a dual lipstick set I bought that had like, I think it was a holiday thing, but it had like a little casing for the lipsticks that was all included, and it was nowhere near the price of the one Louis Vuitton lipstick. Like I said, Dior Beauty always gives out little freebies with their products, and they're never like bad freebies. It's always cute little bags, pouches. Even a pouch would have been nice. So I like that they had the accessories, and all the makeup accessories were like the actual canvas and the epi leather. It would have been nice if they had more like, I guess, more affordable accessories that maybe were different quality material, like more cloth or whatever, so that, you know, there could be more variety. Although I also understand that maybe that's the point. They want everything elevated, high-end everything. They don't want nothing that looks like, not cheap, because I don't like using that word, but like a little, like it doesn't look as luxe. So they did that. Yeah. So like I said, those are my final thoughts. Let me know what you guys think below. Which ones are your favorite? Did you buy anything? Do you think it's dumb? Actually, I don't want to know that. You could just not comment on the video. But, you know, let me know your constructive, positive thoughts below. Looking forward to sharing more videos with you guys. I have some exciting things I want to share. I've had things that I've shot months ago that I never edited to share with you all. Life is life, and getting back on here and getting back to doing what I love, which is putting you guys on to things that I think are great and that you will also love. So thank you guys so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.